is what we call
hater shit.
There is no better term.
I was setting the mood.
Really recording?
Xavier said, "You really recording?" Ooh, they better get freaky. This is why y'all keep on having babies. They setting that tent up. That reminds me of that little reel where it was like a girl walked by a homeless box, and it had like little petals, and she's like, "Ladies, if he wanted to, he would." They got a candle going and the music in the background. They set the tent up. What the fuck? I've never seen this. This is so funny.
It's recording.
Why do you, I expressed to you, hey babe, do you want to do a live for the production page of you playing? And you said, yeah, sure, I'll play in the background of you speaking. And I said, no, I'm not going to be speaking on this. I'm just going to get a vibe check of the tent for GoPro solo page. And you said, okay. Then I go live and you say, are you recording?
He probably just wanted to make sure he was recording, because it seems like you don't ever tell him, hey, I'm just let you know I'm about to go live.
Do you understand that in a live there are no edits?
That's the best thing. It's reality, bro. Most of it. It's so beautiful, Xavier. He's actually pretty good. Got that gingerbread candle.
Drumsies.
Okay. Mr. DJ. Oh my gosh. Xavier. Stop. I wonder if people come and beat on the tent. Like, turn it down. Turn your keyboard down. Look how happy he is.
It's awful to play the drums on here.
Oh, he's wearing jeans. Good job.
Oh my God.
Gosh.
Babe, play something beautiful. Here it goes. It's really good, babe.
That's crazy. Like,
Babe, they want to see your antenna.
No way.
He said he'll show you his antenna for $100.
yes, that scares me so bad that you have a candle in your tent. I like that music. Like, is it like the accordion? Sometimes. Not every day. kind of getting tired. And he should start playing that like on the road. I wonder if anyone would give them donations. Just him. Could y'all imagine seeing him like on a busy street, wherever, playing the piano, and then Heather's just there showing how pregnant she is and miserable. And they have a little donation bin. Where's that music coming from? It's coming from a tent. Well, that's nice that she finally let Xavier, you know what I'm saying, have the spotlight for a little bit. Oh, something's messing up.
Okay, babe. That was so good. Good
It
job.
was just no.
I like it whenever I hear her talk to him like that instead of whenever, like, what, yesterday she was just yelling at him. You know, I wish she could control herself more. I don't care if she needs medicine or discipline. I know she could do it. Like, it just makes me feel so bad for him. And then whenever she's nice, it's like, oh, finally, just stay nice. And like, we know you could be nice if you want to. He's not doing anything. He's the only person you have. The only person you have out there right now. Like, and on top of that, he's like the father of your child, your fiance. Like, y'all are supposed to be having each other's back, like, ride or die in that bitch. Like, y'all really got to get together. Stop fucking treating him like that. Stop talking to him like that. Stop talking about him like that. You need to start fucking, like, fighting for him. Like, have his back, bitch. Like, it's starting to irritate me because there's just no way, like, a woman would let you just, I don't know.
It was really good.
You didn't let me come up with anything.
No, yes,
Write
you did.
something
That was
ahead
so
of time.
good.
I promise next time I'll prepare it.
That was fantastic.
Oh, that was sad. He said, you didn't give me enough time to write something. And she was like, no, that you're fine. You did good. You did fantastic. And he's like, I promise next time. And now he's being so sweet. What the heck? And all these emotions I'm going through. And it just, he looks, you know how, like, it's so weird. Because, like, sometimes he just aggravates me in the way he looks and the looks that he gives. And then sometimes whenever he acts like this, and it's like, he's, like, so happy and, like, in his, you know, safe place. And he's happy and he's proud. And he's just, you know, like, just genuinely happy, smiling. It just shows you, like, who they could be all the time versus what we're fighting against. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wish they could see, like, Heather, see how nice and sweet y'all are right now. And then look at all the other times. Like, let's focus.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everything I talk about, anytime I talk about the truth, they just... Whatever. So to go over everything I've just gone over, I'm supposed to be having blood work for my pregnancy. I am in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy. I've been calling law enforcement for assistance. I've been calling the hospital system for assistance. I do not believe personally that there are any real officers left, or that the real ones that are here. As I was explaining previously, we met a realtor named Jess or Jen about 3 days ago at the
Jessica.
Starbucks on North Avenue in Wells. And Xavier's father indicated that he was giving a budget. This is the 3rd time he's indicated that he's giving a budget for an apartment for us of between $800 and $1,100 or $1,200, something like that. I know that he would say yes to $1,200 if they were doing 2 months free or 3 months free up front. You know, he would,
Who does
even if they were
that?
saying it's a 6-month short-term lease and you get the first 3 months for free, just pay security deposit and the last 3 months of rent all up front, and then we have 6 months secured. That would be totally doable. I have sponsors that would definitely donate. I know this.
I know.
And it's getting so close to the time the baby's born that it's like that, the housing situation, on top of all of the like social justice and politically charged things that they involve us in just for opinions and theatrics. Like, why
Theatrics?
is there such a large number of people who are dedicated to the theatrics rather than the discussion? Why are they making a show like rather than a productive conversation? You know, my show, the Coco Show, it was not supposed to be like this. The show that I created, and I've said this hundreds of times, the show I wrote for my company, I told Xavier and I told all of you, and I've been saying it since, I hosted a non-sexual show, variety show on OnlyFans called The Coco Show. I documented our trip to Des Plaines, Davenport, Iowa.
Wow.
Davenport,
Way off.
Iowa. We were on our way to the Pacific Ocean, and we could not get there because I found out I was pregnant with twins. And we came back, and I got a job at Getir, and I began working, and I was paying for all of our Airbnbs, and just thinking that this would be, you know, a new chance at life. I knew I wasn't ready for a baby. I suspected that there was a chance that the baby could have come as a result of some sort of assault. Xavier's sure that it wasn't. I don't think it would have been Xavier who did it. I do feel like Xavier loves me, but I also feel like Xavier might have, in that time, been being victimized as well, and I have no way to prove either. I'm familiar with the effects of GHB, and I have been.
You're from, like, for someone who just has no clue about drugs, isn't a drug addict, doesn't do drugs, haven't done drugs, doesn't have a problem with drugs, you know a lot about drugs. I don't know why you're talking about GHB now, so what are you trying to say? Xavier probably consumed GHB and did something to you, and then you got pregnant. I'm so tired of you doing that, and I don't understand. Like, I don't know if it's because maybe Xavier just doesn't fully understand, and so he's just, because he might be on the spectrum or something. But any other man would be like, what the hell? They would not stay with nobody if that person kept on saying that they think, you know, their fiance either raped them or someone else came and raped them, but that guy knew that he impregnated her. Like, there's no, like, hell no. That's so disrespectful.
Administered numerous different drugs without my consent being given in a number of situations. Number one, I was promoting parties at the time, and I was working at a sushi bar, and I went afterwards, my very first time in the club. It was at Primary, and a group of people gave me something, and it was not just alcohol, you know. And
But see, that's the thing, though. Like, that's something that's like, okay, so this happened. You know, like, she always wants to complain, like, she has to find a solution to everything. Well, we all have to find a solution to everything. So, anyways, that happened. We have to go through her problems, like, specifically one by one, I guess, in order for her to, like, understand, okay, this is where it went wrong. This is where you should have made the other choice. This is where, you know what I'm saying? So, for example, Heather, I don't know how old you were, but you were drinking, so I'm assuming you were hopefully at least 21. That's one of the main things everybody should always know. Don't drink anything that someone gives you if it is already open. So, I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to tell you and point out that is something that could have changed that situation if you were just like, no, thank you, I'm okay, I'll grab something later. That you cause and effect. This is what you need to learn. You're so smart, so I don't understand why you don't understand. I took a drink that I should not have taken from somebody, and it had something in there. And unfortunately, I had to deal with the consequences, and unfortunately, this happened. Next time, my ass knows not to fucking take nothing from nobody. Like, unfortunately, it's like that. Like, but that's how we learn, and you should have learned this a long ass time ago.
Apparently, there are groups where this types of partying is common, enjoyable, and appreciated. So I don't think that they did it maliciously, but it definitely happened. And that was my first experience, and there are experiences like that many women have. I'm not the only one. And I feel like I'm being, what do you mean? So just go at once. Don't come in and out. You're going to get mud on your shoes. So you're going to the store. Not a fruit cup, babe. Fruit slices.
I know.
So demanding.
So much.
It's so crazy how picky she fucking is living in a tent. Like, not a fruit cup, fruit slices. And I swear, I think I've already seen it, but like if he would have messed it, like it's just, she's entitled. And then for anyone who had watched my video and I called a black girl entitled, no. See, it doesn't mean anything about race. It depends on the person. Heather is being fucking entitled. She is so fucking entitled. Lageria, she's entitled. Guess what? They're both fucking different ethnicities. One white, one black. Get over it, snowflakes.
Guys, and they won't even let me out of here. Like, I'm in the tent in Lincoln Park because they make us go to one of two places, and they don't want us going to the other place anymore because I guess it's close to the lake and people can like nefariously sneak in through Lakeshore Drive and like be virtually undetected, because even though there's cameras there, there's like a little valley that goes next to Lakeshore Drive and like the walkway, and there are like several divots and like places for you to dip off. So they don't like me being there because or anyone being there because it's not safe. So then there's this place that we're at right now, and I told you guys before, everyone's been very friendly or not even acknowledged our presence at all, which is welcomed over, drama. But then there was like one girl and like one fake Ed, you guys. Have you guys seen this? A fake ass Ed. Like, he's so fake. He's like, I don't know if someone like saw Ed when he was like 19 years old.
Who the fuck is Ed? Am I the only one who doesn't know who fake Ed? What is fake Ed?
And like created a clone of what they thought he would be like at 29 or something. It's just weird. It's not Ed. And he keeps on coming around, and like things are just so weird, you guys. You guys were there with me. I went to Northwestern.
You were not.
For lab work. I stayed there for a very, 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 very long time waiting for the lab work from Dr. Jensen's office at St. Mary's. And for her to fax it to Northwestern never came. I posted it. I called like 30 times. Then they said they would take it to St. Joe's. I said, okay, I'm going to go to St. Joe's because right now I'm in the middle of Northwestern and St. Joe's physically. I go out the first week of every month to bring my kids groceries and like snacks and hygiene products. I have to look into ordering it from Amazon to be shipped directly there because I'm going into contractions when I walk for more than like a mile. And then they're not helping me. Don't cry. And then they're not helping me. When I call law enforcement, not law enforcement, 911, and I explain the situation exactly as it's happening. Like when I move too much, I'm going into contractions. When I get to the hospital, I'm sitting down and moving, so there are no contractions and nothing's wrong. So they discharge me. 311 has had 8 tickets for us, Xavier and I, since September. They've not acknowledged a single one. They closed them without even a verbal explanation of why. And I don't.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if the last one was fake or not, but I also honestly believe she doesn't want to go to a shelter. So it would not surprise me if she doesn't respond or closes them on her own, which is absolutely annoying if that's ridiculous.
I don't know what to do. 911 disconnected twice. I told them the whole entire thing. They just hung up. Like, what the
Okay, Heather, but you have got to stop calling 911. And she calls 911 just to complain or say she can't get in touch with someone. Like, it's ridiculous. Stop. You know, that is so important. That line, 911, should never, ever, ever be misused. Ever.
fuck, dude? What? So I don't know. They don't want us over there by Belmont anymore because it's evil, they said. People are sneaking in off of the lake and doing weird, evil stuff. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. My big kids live in the near west suburbs. My dad lives in the northwest suburb. My mom lives in the west suburb. My Alexis lives in the northwest side of Chicago.
Can you stop?
My family is all in that area, which we can't walk too easily. It's a 30-mile walk.
What I think is kind of ironic, crazy, is she never mentions, like, seeing her dad or her mom, especially her mom. Like, she'll mention, you know, the kids or something like that every now and then. But it's like, I wonder when the last time she actually saw her mom and her dad and her sisters and stuff like that.
And you guys know I've been doing it my whole entire pregnancy. I'm 29 weeks now. If we don't go this month, this will be the first month I've not gone. And I usually go twice a month. And there were some months we went twice a month on foot, while each of us pushing a cart with a bike strapped to the top. You know, so I'm very athletic. I'm very in shape. I've pushed a lot of weight. I'm ready to have this baby at, 38, 39, 40 weeks, whenever he's ready to come out and meet us. But I'm also ready for the next stage of my life and for this chaos to be over. So long story short, I've discussed this numerous times. There are maternal panels of blood work that are advised during the second trimester that I don't care about. They're diabetic panels. I'm not doing them again. I didn't do them with Alexis, or I did do them with Alexis, but only because I worked at Northwestern and it was easy.
I'm so excited to hear this excuse of your diabetic, like, some of the shit you really need to
I'd never do them again. I think they're just extra. I think they're drains on the insurance. If you're a self-pay patient, get ready to pay. I think that listening to my body, having a care team by phone, Dr. Solani, that I can call, I email him updates every, few weeks on what's been going on with me, my body, my case. And what do I mean by case? I've called the police hundreds of times about being beaten, raped, robbed, or abused, and there's been no progress made or no direct communication back from law enforcement or any other agency. So that's what I'm referring to when I say the case. I've never been arrested before. I've been arrested, but for nothing serious, driving or underage drinking. I've never been convicted of crimes. I've never been to prison. I've never been to jail. And I don't have a criminal record. At all. I think there's if there's a criminal record at all, it's for running through a stop sign. And they, as a matter of fact, they arrested me for running through that stop sign after all this began. So prior to this, I definitely never had any criminal record. So prior to Dylan's release in 2019, definitely had nothing. They arrested me when I was staying with this person who they kept up.
You said that you got arrested before, like a long time ago, and now you're saying nothing happened before Dylan, but you just said something happened
funneling me to different people. I was working promos with Open Road Radio with Gina Woods, and she introduced me to this man, Andy, an older guy mechanic, probably like 50 years old. Cool guy, lived alone in a 3-4 bedroom house in Villa Park, and offered me a bedroom. And I was so grateful. I had nowhere to go at that time.
We've heard this so
I woke up and my bikini was untied. It's like the bikini that you tie at the bottom. I was wearing like a big shirt and a bikini in my own room to sleep, to bed. And it was untied, and there was...
What happened? Damn it.
Something there.
No, what happened?
And I didn't think it was Andy, but I felt like I had been sexually assaulted.
Oh, my gosh.
I went to Elmhurst because I grew up in Elmhurst, and that's where my mom lives. And I went to talk to the law enforcement there because I was scared, quite honestly. And I felt like law enforcement who I knew from high school would be the better ones to talk to. Officer Wright, he's still there, they said. I went there and I reported the sexual assault and all of the other harassments that have been taking place since the filming of the reality show and Dylan's release. And they arrested me. They arrested me that day for running through a stop sign. They said failure to yield, or fleeing and eluding, or failure to yield. I don't remember.
That's totally different.
Either way, I didn't do that. I've been being followed and stalked and set up in fake setups, traps as they call them, for this entire time. Yet I never get convicted of anything, and these people, don't help me when I'm victimized. That's not my fight. I'm sorry. There are a lot of people messaging me, asking me for my opinions on drug use. That's not my battle. I cannot have an opinion on it because I've never personally been afflicted with that. I've never made that choice, no matter how hard my life has gotten. I have not done any drug other than pot, other than recreationally. I'm no angel, I'm no saint, even though they say I am. I've done things like taken a rolls at Ecstasy party. I went one rave, Victor's rave. And then I worked another night at the Freak Easy, I think it's called, and I got painted by Alex. What's that guy's name, you guys? Legal Vision, Leaks. I got painted by him, body painted. And I think I did drugs that night. And then that guy Andy and we did mushrooms together one night. We didn't do anything weird. We just watched a whole bunch of episodes of Burn Notice, which was my favorite show. And he said he was going to run to Costa Rica in the winter. And we talked about his plans for the future. And he's the third or fourth person to tell me that they were going to go to Costa Rica to move for a short or long extended period. Ruben said that, and then this one Uber driver that picked me up from by Clybourne, by my storage. I used to have a storage across from Alta by Clybourne, and I called an Uber one day, and this Uber driver picked me up to take me, I don't know, to an Airbnb or out to dinner or lunch or who knows where. And
she was doing all that.
He said the same thing. And you know who else said the same thing? Aaron Doughty or Dowdy. He has a page here. It's so cold, you guys. Hold on a second. What is this?
Is that her heater? Nice.
Okay.
Y'all are fancy.
He also made public reference to going to Costa Rica all around the same time, which is so weird because it's like, isn't it weird? Like people put you in conversations that you feel like are irrelevant to your life, but then you start noticing these patterns. But yeah, pot I have found extremely helpful in dealing with my anxiety. I am not a fan of, I'm not going to attack Big Pharma because there's a lot of Big Pharma that have done big things for people. Do you want to have a baby without an epidural? I don't. you know? There was a time that I had a Mallory Wise tear. Does anyone know what that is?
We don't need to.
So a Mallory Wise tear is a tear in your esophagus, pardon. Whoopsie. But this is the Mallory Wise tear is a tear in the esophagus that I got because I took ibuprofen and Tylenol as I was instructed by any medical provider will tell you this. When you're in pain or you have a fever, alternate between acetaminophen and ibuprofen because acetaminophen has long-lasting effects on your liver when taken in toxic levels, and ibuprofen and other NSAIDs, they have effects on your GI tract. So I would switch off, boom, 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 you know, and that's how they really tell people. And I took that and began vomiting blood. Wound up in Gottlieb Hospital ER. Please stop doing that. Wound up in Gottlieb Hospital ER. Excuse me, stop making drug references in my chat, please. That's so inappropriate. Do that shit on your own chat, you creep. No, it's not that I don't like talking about drugs. I mean, I don't, but it's not that I do or don't. It's just that I'm using this to document, not to like talk about drugs. Like, if you are a drug dealer, that's fantastic. I recommend that you offer your services through Snapchat rather than Instagram, because if you use Facebook or Instagram, you're going to jail. Anyways, back on track. So I started vomiting blood, you guys, and they put this like long tube through my nose. I was awake for this. They did not put me to sleep. Through my nose, into my stomach. They start squeezing this bulb. It's like kind of like this. And then there's like this long tube that goes along. And if you have an open bleed, it's only used to detect open bleeds or retrieve poisons from the stomach. And they saw the blood, and I guess the blood was bright enough that they thought that there was an active bleed. So they let you sit for like 4 to 6 hours to see if the bleeding will resolve on its own. And I was in tremendous pain. They ended up giving me an IV because I couldn't keep anything down. And they gave me Dilaudid. Jesus. I don't know if you guys have ever tried that.
That's what I'm talking about, that Dilaudid bit.
That shit was crazy. They gave me this IV, and I was in so much pain, you guys don't understand. I think it was Orlando or Lewis that was with me. I was at Gottlieb Hospital, and I was crying and hysterically hyperventilating. And they just all of a sudden gave me this medicine, and I went from literal hysterics to just like this, asleep. Like nothing was even going on. They woke me up 4 to 6 hours later, and they did that thing again, which I wish they would have done it while I was asleep. And the blood that was in my stomach was dark. It was getting darker. So that's how they knew that the bleed was closing. The danger with Mallory Wise is that it's not, if you don't get to the doctor soon enough so that they could give you pain meds via IV, the pain hurts so bad. And what happened with me was the pain would hurt so bad that would induce the nausea. Have you ever been in so much pain that you literally vomit? Yeah. So I would literally be vomiting from being in pain, but you can't take any sort of medicine for pain because that's causing you to bleed, and you're also vomiting from the pain. So if you take it, you throw it right back up. So they give you the medication via IV. So that's what I'm saying. There is a place for big pharma. But when it comes to anxiety and pain during pregnancy, I am not going to take an opiate. I am not going to take a benzo. You're insane. Absolutely not. And yes, I'm an anxious person. So what?
But you know,
I've been like the best employee at my job for most jobs Well, for many of my
Because you're
jobs.
fucking on
At a lot of different things, you know, like I've been the person that has been called on for a lot of different skill sets despite that anxiety. And so, you know, I don't believe in big pharma all the time. I don't believe that opiates or benzos have any place in a pregnancy. That's just my own personal opinion, and to that I am entitled. Just like you're entitled to your own opinion about that. Just like if you get pregnant and you're having a baby, you can choose not to take Tylenol 3s or ibuprofen 800s for risk of, which are not opiates, for risk of a tear. And you can choose to take a CBD or a cream or, you know, a tea in place of that. And that is your own prerogative. And as parents and as humans, we have to understand that the first part is realizing that we can't judge others, which is why I don't like them talking about drugs on my page. We can't judge others for what they're doing because we don't want to be judged ourselves. So it's never judgment with me. It's either I don't like what you're doing and the way it affects my life, so I don't want you to be a part of my life, or I think that the way you live your life is okay. And I'm not laying on my belly, but thank you. I'm laying on my side. But thank you for your concern. My belly's right here. Okay? But thank you so much for your concern. I really appreciate it. You seem like a really sweet person.
Something must have happened to you.
But yeah, so I just don't believe in that. And I also don't believe in living in an environment where people are allowed to say things like this for 4 years solid, and there is no intervention from law enforcement or the feds or someone else. As I've said hundreds of thousands of times, this type of harassment is domestic terrorism. It has affected my ability to work, to function, to raise my family and my children, and I do want to press charges against everyone involved. My name is Heather Gillespie, for the record, and I do want to press charges against everyone involved. So please track UDIDs from this chat. And if these are bot accounts, please Instagram remove them immediately, because I would like to stay focused on things that are not bullying and abusive.
I love that whenever she talks like she has an assistant, or she's talking straight to Instagram. Instagram, please find these URLs and IP addresses and delete this immediately. It's like she's talking to Alexa.
If someone is running Tor, it doesn't matter. We can still get UDIDs. Tor is propaganda. Tor is fake security. The hackers that really know what they're doing can get around any sort of firewall.
True.
What was I saying, you guys?
I don't think you're important enough.
My God, there's a lot of...
I hate saying that, because it's not that I'm saying I don't think you're important enough, because everyone's important, but God made them. But I don't understand why you think, like, and I think that would help everything. If I could ask Heather, and if she would answer me, what makes you think somebody's after you? Like, what do you think you could have done to have someone come after you? Where do you think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even remember what I was about to say. She got me so irritated.
You here, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So I got this new candle, spiced gingerbread cookie. And I got, for those of you who know about Jamaica, while I was in Jamaica, we had to carry all of our stuff in one plastic bin like this. And I got Xavier and I each a plastic bin. And then we have our yoga blocks, and I have a yoga mat. He doesn't. I had gotten him one, but they stole mine, so he gave me back this one. And it's really thin. It's like, I would guess, about 3/4 of a centimeter. It started off at like 2 centimeters, but I've had it for so long. I've had it for like a year. I don't even know why I was telling you guys that. I'm so ADHD. Oh, the lab work. So yeah, I just never got the lab work. It's a bunch of poor dads in my
like
comment. Can someone please get the poor dads out of here? Please.
Poor dads.
I've given you guys all the answers. I gave you guys novels that people before me have prepared that answer all of these questions. So I don't feel like it's my responsibility to keep, having this argument with you. I send out 40 to 100 resumes per month, every single month. And that's only to appease the critics and the people who are wop, 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 wop. And that's you and 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 you. So if the shoe fits. I only talk about my own situation. You people talk about my situation. We are not the same. So rich dad, poor dad mentality is basically like, I was talking about my lab work, but let's go to this.
Oh my.
Rich dad knows that he can make money for himself, and poor dad thinks he has to only make money working for someone else. Poor dad would be the one in the comments sending harassing statements and, being awful. It's not a dollar amount. Rich dad can be rich dad without even having more than $1,000 in the bank. The point of rich dad is that rich dad is free. Rich dad is, he's living a lifestyle that doesn't make him want to kill himself every day, right? He has what he needs and wants, and does so in a way that allows scheduling flexibility and freedom in his work situation.
I just need you to stop talking about this, because I already am like really hating this fucking book and analogy. Like, it's so stupid to me, and I'm trying my hardest just to get through this fucking video. That's why I'm not talking so much, is because you're just bullshit. And you're, I don't know if she smoked. I don't know if I don't know what she did. I just need her to come on. And this is what, I think this was yesterday too. So I'm already behind on this.
Etc. and so forth.
It's taking me forever.
So like, if you look at my mom and dad, my mom was with my dad, and they would call him poor dad. Why? Poor dad is oftentimes incredibly morally and ethically inclined. So it probably wouldn't be poor dad going in the comments with the tooth. I take that back. Poor dad bases most of his decisions on morals and values and ethics. And the law, but mostly morals and values and ethics. He goes to work every day because that's what men do. They support their families, they go to work, they bring home their paychecks, they have dinner with their families, and this is what they do. The rich dad might do that, but the rich dad is more inclined to not want to live by the 9-to-5 culture. What is the 9-to-5 culture? In the 9-to-5 culture, everyone has a boss. So everyone has a boss. Please stop doing that. You're turning off my heater and it gets very cold. Stop doing that. I'm anemic or borderline anemic. I lose feeling in my fingers and toes very, very easily. Please stop doing that. But yeah, so rich dad, he's just more inclined to do his own thing, to kind of freestyle on shit. And like I said, he doesn't make not having a budget. Oh God, you guys. Oh. He doesn't make not having a budget. I cannot breathe when I'm laying on my back. I cannot get comfortable laying on my side. Oof. He finds a way anyways. Rich dad doesn't accept. We don't have the money for that. Rich dad finds a way, with or without the help of an employer. So I want to be rich mom, right? And so I start making all these Amazon stores and all this stuff. They're not even allowing me to earn any money from them. From the very first Amazon influencer store I created at Charlie Keene's house, all the way through the different business endeavors that I have built: t-shirts, fine art sales, sunglasses sales, waist trainers, and other fitness accessories. I've been in this hole of control from whoever since Dylan was released from prison. I'm not in prison. I'm outside in a field of grass at Lincoln Park in a tent, begging the authority to step in, to help me, to offer me a safe, stable place for me and my baby and, my family to grow and be together and happy and, you know, conscious of each other's needs and create memories and good times and cook and clean my own home and, you know, do business on my computer and network with people online and all of these things. It's just confusing. Can't make sense of it. So I went to Northwestern 2 days ago. I posted all the proof. Sat there all fucking day long waiting for the labs. Supposedly they were sent. Alma at Dr. Jenkins and Patrice at Dr. Jenkins insisted at least 10 times each, yes, they're there. They were not there. They kept checking the fax and the email. They were not there. Then the exact same thing happened yesterday with St. Joseph's, except for every time I would call St. Joseph's lab, it would sound like I was being transferred to like some random gay guy's voicemail, like his personal voicemail. He was like, yeah, this is St. Joseph's outpatient lab, just leave a message or something like that. Like, what? This is not the hospital, you guys. So, I don't know. They don't call. They don't send me my lab orders. I've gone to a million different doctors and I've reported all of this to my insurance, which is Molina through the state of Illinois. I've also asked to switch insurance policies, thinking that maybe that could be the issue. I don't know. So, I guess that's it. There's nothing really else to update. Everything is the same cycle of confusion. Xavier went to get us breakfast. I feel conflicted because there are some days that, like, he offers me McDonald's Big Breakfast, which I love. It's so good, but like once a month. Or like some other sort of like 2 cheeseburgers or something. And I'm like, babe, or like he'll come back with like 30 tacos. And he's like, here, eat tacos. I'm like, whoa. Like that is an obscene amount of tacos.
Hell yeah,
I just
I'll
need
be
2,
so happy
you know,
with
maybe
tacos.
3. But I'm not really being given much freedom. I last saw my son last month. Haven't seen Viviana for 2 months. I last saw her at her job when she still worked at, you know, the mall.
Oh, God. Stop. Damn it. Ugh. She said, I hate it whenever she puts out. Just stop talking about it because you always put out too much information. And I wonder if she, if she, kind of bumped into her, or did she, specifically go inside the store to see if she was working? Like, that would be, I don't know what type of relationship they have, but I would be like, oh my gosh, Mom. I would probably lie and tell her that I worked there and I just never go.
And at the one place she was working at, and I haven't seen my daughter Alexis since May 26th. So today's
Apparently
December
something happened
5th or 6th. So it's been too long. These are children I have had primary custody of their entire lives. So
We're going to be fucking 18 soon.
I still have custody of them in the eyes of the court.
They don't. You just don't have the paperwork.
Who is this nefarious being that doesn't let me be a mom? I wonder if I could turn off the filter.
Oh. These are not turning off the filters. You're adding on filters. Oh my gosh. Hurry up, Heather. I can't stand this live. It has taken me 2 days to fucking get through this fucking live.
And then there's just regular me, no filter. Ooh, look at that morning hair. Thank God you guys can't smell my morning breath, because last night we had steak burritos. We split it in half. Xavier had one, I had the other half. And then we came here and laid down. And oh my God, you guys, my tailbone, ouchie. I fell asleep within 30 seconds of arriving here. And my breath, when I woke up this morning, was literally hot. I literally could feel it.
Is Xavier just out and she's trying to like kill time? I don't even remember if Xavier was in it. No, I think he did leave. I think he was there in the beginning and then I think he left. What are you... Oh my gosh, that reminds me of the video whenever she was doing the binge duster. Do y'all remember that? And she put the camera up to her freaking face and especially her lips. It was so close and her lips were so big and so red. Oh my gosh, she was horrible.
Dry. I don't even know. I don't want any drama. I want like peace and my baby. I take this walk every month to see my kids and I'm feeling so guilty and like such a fucking asshole. I get contractions every time I walk for more than like 100 feet.
I wonder if she's feeling guilty. That's a good sign if she feels guilty.
We went to Target on Division to go get Tide Pods.
Oh my gosh, look at that. That is crazy. Damn, she got a big one. Girl. Oh, that's a pillow. I was like, what the is on there? That is so crazy how they store everything in those bins. Like, I mean, it's a good idea, and then it gives you, like, table space, but I just wish they would just get rid of stuff.
Thank you for visiting my crib.
Thank you for visiting my crib. They got that heater, the fucking, his little piano keyboard thing. That is crazy. Like, I'm just still in awe, honestly. Like, I see the heater, and I'm in Florida, and I'm cold, and she's in Chicago. I don't know how she does it. And on top of that, she was offered free rooms.
Yeah. So we went to Target on Division to get Tide Pods. And I tried walking like back towards the Metro so that we could go do laundry and then jump on the Metro and bring the kids groceries and just little goodies that I like to drop off. Even if they're not home, I leave them on the steps so that they know that I love them and miss them. And please stop doing that. It's whoever is like manipulating my life.
Oh my gosh, it's a freaking heater. It is the space heater doing it on its own, Heather. Stop. Yeah, you know that. That is so annoying. Like, she's like worse than a child. I can't stand over people do that. Like, whenever they act like they don't know something and they really do. Like, stop fucking playing stupid. I cannot stand that.
Hey, who knows? I'm cold. I'm not a Nordic. I'm from this area. I've always lived in heat. Okay, I'm 36 years old. I've been living in heat my entire life. I don't know how to live without it. I began to have claudication in my fingers and toes. Please stop fucking around with my tent from the outside.
From the outside?
They're so annoying. That's what they do whenever I'm about to make a point they don't want to be known.
Oh, she's so annoying, man. Hurry up. Oh my gosh.
I don't know, you guys. I'm about to have a baby. My other tattoo. I'm not going to tell you what it says. It's so embarrassing.
I hope, is it the one that we already know? She sounds like she's in a fucking hospital. I swear. Fucking beeping noise.
I'm 29 weeks pregnant. I'll be 30 weeks pregnant in 2 days. And I'm going into contractions if I walk for longer than like 3 blocks at a time. And I don't want to go into labor in the suburbs. I have no hospital
What the
to deliver there. There's no hospital within walking distance. If an ambulance came and picked me up, they would take me, not Xavier. All of our stuff.
Wait. I don't know. Would they? That would be fucked up. I think it depends on the person. I don't know. That just because I know technically people would follow in a vehicle, but there is sometimes when someone would go with someone in the vehicle. So if they're homeless, they would have, they would just have to be. They would just be like, I don't know, like you could come, but you can't take the cart. Like that's the only thing. Like I think if he did not have the cart, I know they would probably feel bad and let him come along. But having the cart, obviously, no, they can't tie that up there.
With it, like I'm just I want to stay close to Northwestern and get and have my baby there. I worked there for 5 years as Klizma, 3 years as NMFF or whatever it was called. I trust the doctors that work there. I know them like on a personal basis, many of them, like personals you get at work, sitting next to someone every single day, you know. You start to learn about what they like and don't like, what they believe and don't believe, morals and values and ethics, and I'm pretty much in line with most of that for all of the people that I worked with. So I feel safe and comfortable and like it's a healthy decision to deliver there.
I'm so curious. I don't know. I'm trying not to talk so much, so I hurry up and get through this. I don't know. I know I've been, busy, obviously, but my gosh, it takes me forever to get through this life. I am so curious who her, as she says, sponsors are. Like, I wonder who bought her that heater, or did someone send her money and did they buy the heater? Like. And then it makes me wonder, is it people from like Instagram?
Decision to deliver there.
We know why you want to deliver there,
I just
Heather.
don't know what else to do, I don't know what else to do. I don't know who I can trust. I don't know how many times I can call the labs or Dr. Solani or Dr. Johnson. Dr. Solani is not an OB-GYN. He's a primary...
OB-GYN? It was a blood work. I swear, if she does not get this blood work done, if she is this stupid, I think she honestly thinks sometimes that if she doesn't get it done, she'll give birth before. And it's so funny because she even said that in one of her videos. She said something like, wouldn't it be funny or ironic, wouldn't it be crazy if I had birth and gave birth and I didn't even get to do my labs or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. But point is like, yeah, that's kind of what I think you're doing, Heather. Like, I think everything is ready for her to take her labs. They're not going to push it. If she doesn't want to take it, fine. But guess what? Whenever you go in there to give birth. So it's crazy to me that she's supposedly so smart, but she thinks she could sit here and pretend, oh, no, they don't have it. Do you not think they talk to each other, Heather? You don't think they communicate and have proof and talk to each other? So they're just going to leave it alone. And if you leave it alone and sit here and act like just there's no blood work paper or anything like that, or no one's helping you, they're going to be there on your delivery, and then they're going to figure it out then. And then they're going to have, like, a cause. There's a cause. There's a reason why they are suspicious. Even more so. Especially if you email your doctor, people coming after you. Yeah, I'm sure she has a caseworker, and she has everything. She probably has the biggest folder ever.
Care physician. He treats me for... like I said before, every police report that I filed, every single time I get raped or like beaten or robbed, I write it up and I email it over to his office. I CC my lawyer, Nick Albuquerque, my mom, my dad, not my dad doesn't have an email address, but my mom, and whoever else I can think of, like random sponsors, people from different domestic abuse support groups and things of that nature. When I connected with them, when Dylan first got out and was beating me and stuff. So there are long lines of paper trails on, everywhere. And I just don't know what to do. This is ridiculous. All these people know, hundreds of thousands of people know, at least hundreds of thousands, probably more, That show, specifically the episodes that Dylan and I were in, got really, really high views. A lot of viewers. But if you guys don't understand, before that I was doing sexy entertainment, you know, so I had my thing and bartending and serving, doing catering and lingerie and creating custom content and selling it online on Cam and things like that. So there are a lot of people who know me and are aware of the situation, and that makes it even more scary. Like, it makes it more comforting because I know those are the people who are feeding me and like making sure we're okay and stuff. But then it also makes it more scary because it's like, if all these people know and have known this whole time that all this stuff is going on, but none of them have stepped in to help, what do I do? You know, like, what chance do I have alone if all these hundreds of thousands of people know and haven't been able to help? It's just scary. But that's about it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll keep you guys updated. I guess what I'm gonna do about the blood work is just probably, so I don't know, I'm thinking about calling my kids and telling them, look, I'm gonna come out at the end of the month on the Metro with the Christmas gifts and the groceries at the same time. But usually I go out there the first week of the month and bring a bunch of snacks, as much as I can, like 2-3 bags, which is not that much, but it helps. And please stop calling my phone talking about shit that is not my life. I have never been a drug user. I most certainly don't owe any drug dealer money. I most certainly have never taken a high-risk loan. I have excellent credit other than my student loans. I've never even had a credit card in my name. Please stop. Please. All of you fucking losers who are blogging on Reddit, all of this lie and bullshit, like, just shut the fuck up. Shut up. Stop saying things that damage my reputation. I have 3 children. I am not the problem here, protecting my own reputation and likeness for myself, as well as the future of my family. Like, I'm not the problem here. Stop saying fake, malicious, slanderous, libelous things. All of them are resulting in various impacts on my life, my overall well-being, my mental health, and my financial situation. All of them are criminally chargeable. All of them are also, I could sue for them. I believe that's why they're making all these people like crackheads and fucking losers, poor people. That's why they're making all the poor people go in my inbox. And rich people, all the rich dads out there, that's why I have to keep my sponsors so low key. And so, what's that word? Confidential. Even the people who help me with my children, like when I need grocery money, or not grocery money, Christmas money or birthday money, even all of those people, I don't announce that. I say thank you. I don't not say thank you so-and-so because I'm ungrateful. I'm incredibly grateful. More grateful than you ever know. And let me say thank you again right now. Thank you, 1 million times thank you. If you are someone who's just been watching, thank you. If you are someone who has been watching and offering, assistance in any way, whether it's a nice comment or a supportive, like, thank you as well. If you're someone who's offered money or a safe place to live or some sort of intervention from, specialized ops teams, thank you 1,000 million times. To all of you, thank you. But, what was I talking about, you guys? Well, yeah, I have to keep most of my sponsors super low-key because once these thirst buckets find out that people want to help me, they're like, oh, well, why won't that person help me? Well, let me call that person for help, or let me incentivize that person to help me better. Well, not everyone who helps me is a saint. You know what I mean? Some of the people who help me are just barely getting by on their morals and values. Like, they clearly need help in that area. And I think the reason why God keeps allowing them to come into my life is because God knows that I am morally sound. I have manners, I have morals, I have values, I have ethics, I am sound, more so than most people. There are people who are raised without love and without church and without, things. I have these understandings that have ingrained certain patterns and traits in me that I believe God wants to rub off onto people who were not raised that way, people who didn't have the blessing of being raised in a household full of love, etc., and so forth. That doesn't mean there wasn't a lot of abuse in my household. There was duality. It's always present. But there was a lot of love, So, and love is not sex. As you guys know, I always say that. So I have to keep these sponsors, for the most part, very super low-keyed. And that's the part for me that's the hardest, because I want to walk up to one of them face to face and grab them by their hands and let them see like the pain in my eyes and my heart, and
they're from
while my
Chicago.
tears well up in my eyes without my control. I used to always tell my parents, you think I want to cry? My mom and dad would get so pissed. They'd be like, shut up, stop crying before I give you a reason to cry. And I would just be there, just bawling, tears just nonstop. And
my dad used to say shit like that. I hated it. And then but that would be like, you know how like you cry so hard you literally lose your breath, so you're like and you're trying to cry. Like, that's how I would be, and my dad would be like, what are you, shut up, or I'm gonna give you something to cry about. I'm like, you literally just did. And I like couldn't even talk, and I probably wouldn't have said that to him anyways. Or what were you thinking? I don't know. Yeah, that's right, because you weren't. Parents. Trauma of the parents. Okay.
And I would say to them, like, when I would calm down, like, do you think that I want to cry? Like, do you think that I want to be so affected by the abuse, by the bullying, or by the situation? Whatever the situation is, however it affects the person that doesn't have a single tear, it is clearly not affecting me in that.
Okay, real quick. Okay, sorry. Was she bullied? Because this is another time. This is like at least twice, if not 3 times, where she's like been talking about stuff like this, and it seems like she's kind of talking about herself, but then she tries to not put it back on herself. So was she bullied as a kid? Like, I'm really wondering if something happened, because I know people are like, well, Heather was dangerous and she was bad and her mom was scared and she didn't want anything to happen or Heather to hurt anyone or blah, blah, blah. So that's why she was sent to that school. And it just doesn't really match up. I feel like Heather is telling some truth in a lie, if that makes sense. Because I don't, I mean, both could be true. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just sad. I feel like something else happened, and that's why she became irate and mad. You know what that's usually what, and maybe, I don't know. I need to be quiet, but I'm not saying this is her to give her an excuse or to act this way, but obviously something had to have happened to her as a child for her to fucking act out so bad to be sent to a school. Okay.
Same way. Like, I'm clearly standing there in tears. My grandma's the same way. They call it Heyoka empath. They call it highly intuitive. They call it very compassionate. You feel the energy.
You are not fucking, you are none of those things, Heather.
You feel the energy of the surroundings, and it makes you emotionally,
you would be a better mom.
Present, whether you want to feel that shit or not. Empath, you know?
Girl, you're crazy.
But I don't want my sponsors to get robbed or hurt. And when they go away, it hurts my feelings because
I need money.
feel like I haven't done a good enough job, like, being discreet or keeping them, you know, protected. And I can't even protect myself anymore. You see me in a tent, you know, in Lincoln Park. So I guess at the end of the day, where we're leaving things is, this is the update where we're leaving things. I've been calling for my lab work to be done over and over and over. They're still playing games. I have established care with an OB-GYN. I don't think I want to continue seeing her because she wants to deliver at UIC. So I think I am just going to hang out in the area of Northwestern to make sure that I deliver at a hospital that I know and trust, with doctors who I know and trust. And I am not going to stop trying to get that lab work so that I can have a reasonable explanation documented as to why these hospitals are being investigated. Because that's what needs to happen next. And we need to figure out what's going on with patients' vitals and sensitive patients, because it is happening in record quantities. And this is going to give area detectives and the FBI a really clear legal reason to start looking into things. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has been complaining of these types of issues with these medical facilities. Enough of them piling up will be enough from sane people. piling up will be enough for the FBI or other organizations to open larger investigative, cases. I think you should also start with First Community because I think they were hit harder. When I went to the hospital in 2020 to get medical records from the medical records that were altered in 2015, I requested a formal audit on my medical record. I saw someone there who really, really, really resembled someone who I know to be a heavy hitter in the intellectual property niche. This is a small community hospital, okay? A person of this caliber who does business in this volume would have no business at a hospital like that unless they were there for a nefarious purpose. So I'm pretty sure that this has been going on in the medical system for 3 years. I would start with, that. And then Xavier's father told Xavier on the day that I told you guys about that realtor lady, Jessica Macy is her name.
Jessica.
With Redfin. Supposedly, and she gave a donation, which was $100, so thank her very much.
God.
That's how I got these boxes and bins and did laundry last night. So that's appreciated. But she gave me that donation, and she said, whatever your father's budget is for you guys.
I'm about to start living in a tent.
This to Xavier and I. Have them give me a call. We will work with it. We can definitely find something in the $800 to $1,200 range. It's not going to be a downtown penthouse loft, but it's also not going to be a tent in Lincoln Park.
Literally already said this.
So Xavier went outside to get his shoes from his father, some Nikes that his father dropped off because he's been wearing flip-flops every day. And his father dropped off his Nike shoes and told him to put them on. I was going public. His father hates it when I go public, but I don't like the fact that he's outside with no fucking shoes on, in socks with his toes cold. So his father told him that I was berating them on the live video and that me talking and exposing my life on the live video is, he doesn't like that and blah, blah, blah. Well, here's the deal, father-in-law, Mr. Montoya, grandfather to my child, supposedly. I would know because you don't have any sit-down conversations with me, and every time I text you, you ignore me. If I don't go live, you don't get my message. So, here I am, and if you're okay with your son being used and abused and having no shoes, then I don't like you. So I'm going to keep going live when Xavier is having problems. Xavier is unemployable virtually, and I apply to 40 to 100 jobs a month every single month and send my resume out and have a bio section here on Instagram as well as on Facebook as well as on Twitter, and no one is calling. So your son has done things like stolen donuts and coffee from Grubhub, like sent an order. Listen to this, you guys. Fucking Xavier. He told me the story and I laughed.
How did I hear this? How did I hear this? I swear, y'all, if I did a video on this, I don't know, maybe I caught the live, but I just caught the end of the live. I don't know. Don't get mad at me because I don't remember any of it in the beginning, but now it's like, this sounds familiar. And I was trying to just not comment because I need to just hurry up and end the video, but I feel like I've already explained, like, I don't like how, obviously, the way she talked to Xavier's dad. What the heck? He's been giving y'all money. It might be Xavier's money, but he's still helping. Like, you still have to respect him. And plus the threats that you sent him, what the hell are you talking about? You need to be fucking, you need to apologize.
He stole one donut and 1 cup of coffee from Stan's, but didn't eat it. Just went to work, picked up the order, went back home, went to sleep.
See, okay, so how long ago is this? Because I wonder if this is why Stan's will, like, give them donuts and stuff. I wonder if he did that, and then they were like, hey, if you're homeless, you just need, then they were just, like, so nice about it? Or was this after they've been giving him donuts? I want to say before, just because it's like, how the fuck is Xavier delivering someone else's food?
Went to sleep, woke up because he drank a beer. He was depressed and wanted to throw himself in front of a truck. That's what he said before he met me.
Oh my gosh.
And he woke up the next day with the app frozen on that one order and got on his fucking bike and brought the 12-hour-old cold coffee and donut to the customer and got fired.
Fucking dumbass.
What the fuck? So that's what I'm dealing with. But
he wasn't fucking high on something.
Amazing when it comes to art, fine art. He's not the best at communication, but he's good at music. He's good at, playing the piano, playing the drums. He's not good at writing, but he's good at digital art. So there's a lot he can be doing, but we need to be doing it in a rich dad capacity, not a work
Heather,
for someone 9 to 5.
In the line,
and I have the exact same thing. I can work at any 9 to 5. I can be successful anywhere that I'm put.
Okay, well, go do that and stop saying no one's hiring me.
Or that I'm hired at, or that I choose to go from a 9 to 5 capacity and still be rich dad at night and be running my side hustles online and doing accessory sales and make a TikTok shop and all of that. I just need a safe, stable place to do so. And I'm 29 weeks pregnant and I'm missing my children and I'm still not receiving any response from anyone in the government, and I want to know what's going on.
Oh, she's almost done.
Please. So that's the update. I love you guys. I hope you have a great day. I'm just waiting for Xavier to get back with breakfast. And then I'm probably going to try to do some stretching and yoga in the tent because my body hurts really bad. The hospital is offering me nothing for assistance.